Hey everyone, this is Manly Badass Hero, and welcome to Exiled, which is a Lovecraftian horror game where you must study an Eldritch tome to figure out how to get your loved one back.
My beloved Charlotte, my wife of 14 years. She's always had a magnetic attraction to areas of study so unexplored that she, by default, becomes the foremost expert. I never know what draws her in so strongly to such niche research, but I support her as best as I can. Perhaps I should not have. The last months I've seen her desk covered by a dusty tome of Eldritch beings. Where she found such a book, I didn't know, but the sudden appearance of an artifact like this is common for her, so I paid no attention. Well, I paid no attention until the day when Charlotte was suddenly missing. A note left in her place. It only read, "I will have been banished to the ancient realm. It is for the best." My own wife? No, I could not stand for her to be gone without a trace. Banished to the ancient realm? I needed to understand. I started to scour her notes. I found scrawled handwriting talking of incoming destruction and the banishment sacrifice. As unsettling as they were, they only served to confuse me more. My search yielded two clues. One was a torn scrap of paper with untranslated runes. The other was the location of where she had found the ancient tome, the Great Library. With nothing else to do, I took the book and the paper and traveled to the Great Library myself. I hoped to use the tome to translate the scrap and use its secrets to find more answers in the library. What I found there, I will never forget.
You know, I think you should key in on that word. It is for the best. Huh. Time. Interesting. I'm gonna turn on my cursor, actually, so you can actually see where I'm kind of clicking around. Okay. I can interact with these. Interesting. Ah, okay. This is to translate the language. But what is the time for? Eldritch beings. Well, we could actually, like, read it right here and try to, like, maybe try to translate something. Somewhat. Compiled for the study and protection against the ancient terrors.
There's my first clue. I should jot that down.
Monsters Part A. Monsters Part. Yeah. So A is that. Okay. Cthulhu. Cthulhu the Dark Being. Feared by all, Cthulhu causes the subconscious feelings of anxiety felt by generation to generation. He currently slumbers in the ancient realm, although it is thought he could return someday. His name was lengthened when translated in the Old English scribes, adding Cthulhu in the middle to individually describe his prominence in the ancient text. Huh. Lengthened, there's actually a clue right there. So this was not there. CTN. Now there's a possibility that, yeah, it may literally be CTN like that. So C would be this arrow looking thing? No, wrong way. Wrong arrow, wrong arrow. Where are you? There we go. And then T U. Okay, and then U was Dying chicken. Where are you, dying chicken? What's this in the distance? Is something there? It lurks here. If it's close, look at. I am Nyarlathotep. I never quite figured out how to pronounce that name. Sometimes I just call them Nyanya. I am Nyarlathotep, a servant that carries out duties in Nyarlathotep's... Let's go look it up. It was here! It's gone! The, I am Nyarlathotep is, out and about. A servant that carries out duties in Nyarlathotep's absence is being that stays in the shadows, whose goal is to see the return of its master. It will stalk towards any creature slowly and quietly, if it knows that Nyarlathotep's return is being friend. It is seen when closing in on its goal, whatever that be, it seems to retreat. Yeah, you're right there! I see you right there! Go away! Next page. Rat mass. A bunch of rats stuck together with glue. Mentioned only once in the ancient text, horrific for no reason as much as simply being sort of gross. Oh. Oh, it's gone. The writer describes as being no shape in all shapes, no order but all beauty, a sight of true horror and magnificence. The true definition... of a... One can construct a rat mass at home with the proper supplies. Apply glue liberally. It's a rat king. So we don't have the letters. We'll come back to that one. You're right there! Go away! I don't know if I should keep staring at you or just look at you once and you'll go away. Literally, just leave. Please go. I don't want to read the book while you're here. Okay, I think it's just stare once, or at least stare enough. Oh god! I was lied to! My book, my thing is gone!
What? Where did he come from? It looks like he took something.
Maybe I get a bad end. Because he took something, right? I don't know, the Gobo gig? Mountainous? Mountainous? A pillar of melting flesh sprouting from the earth. Gobblegag appeared only once before being quickly banished by the earthquake it caused in a short time on Earth brought many civilizations to their knees, causing a large rift between those affected and the few nations who were not. It has known no way to be summoned. Resummoned, rather. Also, was scripted for it to come and attack me. 340. The Hounds of... Tindalos? You know, I'm not really good at reading this font. Not quite hound, not quite being. The hounds are thought to be horrific to describe. They are being that exists only in time, manifest through space to follow its prey. It is said that the hounds are not the only object to exist in time, and that even words themselves can be commanded for the realm that the hounds inhabit. So let's, do this time thing. Yes. I don't know what you, what am I do here? The Nopke. Four-armed creatures that live in the deepest, coldest parts of the earth. Notably Antarctica and high in the mountains. They often live alone, although have been recorded to come together under certain dire circumstances. Most famously when the Nopke banished Gobblegig themselves, scaring humanity's reach on the planet. So, we could go back to here, because now we know what banished them, and we have some like letters to work with. Interesting. The Clock of Tindalos. An artifact stolen from time itself. The clock displays different messages caught in time, depending where it hands. Land. The messages it shows are never ordered, instead appearing as a string of letters to be sorted out. Those who have observed them. It is rumored that the adjusting its hand recreates altogether new connections from time to space. The ancient box, that was what was taken from us. Taken from the depths of the ocean, this box contains a secret known to only ones that hid it. Ancient texts describe the way to open it has been thrown into the streams of time to keep its secrets safe from the Eldritch monsters. Tradition holds that the box can be opened through the use of a single word, although many have tried and been unable. First word is M. M. So that's what we're assembling here, the word. The Eldritch Board. Used for banishment and summoning of creatures from the ancient realm to the human realm and back. The Eldritch Board was developed as a way to dispel the ancient horrors. The combinations used to conduct these acts have been slowly lost over time, although scraps of combinations written in the ancient alphabet still exist. Ah. Was he... yeah. Monsters Part B. This symbol is that. I've not seen the eye thing around, and I think we might have goofed. Star Spawn. Star Spawn of Cthulhu. In elder civilization, these beings seem to be made neither of matter or energy. A handful of scripts exist detailing encounters with a star spawn, changing from its own to a different shape and back again, possibly into non-creature forms. It is unclear what connection they share with Cthulhu except adherent worshippers. Yeah, I haven't seen the eye of Nyarlathotep around here. I keep saying that wrong, but I'm just gonna start saying Yan Yan at this point. Deciphering? Fagna? The Toad God. Fagna slumbers in the ancient realm, breathing small toads out of its pores. It is recorded these smaller toads either explode after a few moments across the dimensionary path to the human realm, this isn't just Nurgle, where they will take the form of a wild bear and explode? The chunks of these toad bears can be reassembled to make clever gifts for parties or other get-togethers. Shoggoth. Blood-like beings that can envelop creature and non-creature alike. The Shoggoth possess incredible speed and immense cold, but slow and become more poe-like in warmth. Early manuscripts seem to view Shoggoth as harmless creatures, sometimes even shortening their name and adding a I at the end, as was common in ancient language to show endearment. If I'm interpreting this right. What was your... not there, not there. It was the one that was like... two on top of each other? I kind of saw you here for a second and I lost it. There you are. Huh, looks a little like an eye. Rubber Ducky. Ducky, Eldritch Duck. Ducky's become an Eldritch being somehow, and it's just living it up. Instead of bringing terror to everyone, Ducky has used his Eldritch powers to make sure that everyone has a really nice day, and insists that you take a break to eat a sandwich. Thanks. Ducky would also like to know that means quack. Okay. K is what I would describe as this. This aligns with that. No. Yeah, no, yeah, I got it right. Yep, yep. Then C, correct. We did do that right. And then you. Correct. So Q would be... Where are you, buddy? There. Cool. Ran... Takeoff? Or... Huh. A big bug god. Ran Takeoff decided to slumber under the ocean near Australia, which is unfortunate because it also drowned. Ran Takeoff is the biggest, weirdest, no, deadest bug in the whole wide world? An excerpt is decomposing. Large chunks of his body can be found on a regular basis floating on the shores of the Indian Ocean. Nobody has dared to snack upon his flesh. Okay. R-U-L. So R is... Where's that symbol? The one that looks kind of like a Y. That's the best way I can describe it. And now that I know what it is, I cannot spot it for the life of me. See how that works? There you are. Then the one that looks like... You are... The one that looks kind of like... I think I hear something. No, I'm pretty sure like it took my box and I'm gonna get a bad end now. I'm starting to feel some words here. So... No. I'm trying to see if I can get you... You'll see what I'm trying to do here. If I can get this to fill in right there, that's another one down. No, you're not that. Not that. There. I'm assuming that's Will. This is like Bill. That... doesn't land whatsoever. The bugs. There's a symbol on that one. F. F is the one with the underline on it. Final, right there. No. Which one have I not selected? There we go. Got. Will be... I can already figure out where the E's gonna go right there. If I just... Last. Huh. You can actually solve it just about doing it that way. Kind of like a Hangsman game. Well, maybe not literally, but anyway. The bugs. Then started as a handful of bugs that are found in a small village. One by one, more bugs collected in the center, forming a large and large amount that only continued to grow. To avoid the eventual takeover of the world, the bugs were contained in a lead bucket with a lid. Nobody knows what horror would be found were the bugs to be exposed.
Infested? Could this have been written by Charlotte?
Nyarlathotep. I am infested. Causer of deceit and confusion. The largest eldritch threat to humanity is common for Nyarlathotep to infest the body of a human and control them for its own motives. That's why she said, leave it be. Where Nyarlathotep is at the moment is unknown, however, it has taken someone as his host. Banishment of that individual to the ancient realm is the only way to stop it from shrouding our consciousness in its eventual darkness. Uh-oh. So anyway, we should be able to solve all this. Shoggoth. G is this. Didn't we, like, do G like I brute forced it just earlier? What was you? This one. Right. See, you already know, like, what's the H? O. O is, that one. H. I think we already did H, right? No, we did not, surprisingly. Pretty much I've already have this all solved. And then S. I think we did S already. I'm surprised. No. Okay, we have a good portion of all this solved. What is... Okay. So we know, what this one is. P is... a loved one. So V... No. What have I not used? Okay, a loved one from... Resummoning a loved one from the ancient realm. Begin with the middle 4. Press the top 2 corners and press those right beneath the mark, the lowest row. Save the rightmost, which will be last. Press the sides remaining, and those in the upper row, press the final node. So the other layers don't necessarily outright matter. Like, they're not even on the board. See? I just found the duck. He just quacked. That's all he does. He's back. Okay. Well, let's see what's on here. Resummoning a loved one from the ancient realm. Begin with the middle 4. Press the top 2 corners. Then press those right beneath. Mark the lowest row, save the rightmost, which will be last. Press the sides remaining, and then those in the upper row. Press the final node. Uh-oh. This is bad.
Bit by bit, I saw Charlotte materialize in front of me. With each moment, I felt my heart lighten. Wahoo! But as her face came into view, uh-oh, my lungs froze.
Wait, why are you Mario?
Charlotte's eyes were dead. No, not dead. They were, empty.
Oh, because I clicked the duck.
Something was horribly wrong. Oh.
I clicked the Easter egg duck.
With a crack, Charlotte's jaw snapped backwards, her mouth swinging open in a fully unnatural motion. Oh, mamma mia.
What's going
noise
on?
emanated from her throat. Slowly, her hands grabbed the sides of her mouth and pulled outward, tearing a gaping hole in her face. Bit by bit, a dark creature crawled out of her head. Charlotte's body fell to the floor, limp. Wah. Stock still, I could only stare at the creature looking me over. Then, in a cracking voice, it spoke.
Have you released me from that human prison on purpose, little one? Or were you expecting someone else to appear in my place?
Was that Droopy the dog?
I realized that the creature that addressed me was Nyarlathotep, the monster Charlotte had banished herself to entrap. With a wah, I tried to hide my face, but it was no use. Nyarlathotep grabbed me with one hand and cast me into the ancient realm. Wah! The world was cast into darkness as Eldritch beings flooded over human civilization. I had brought about a new reign of the ancient gods. Oh, mamma mia.
Yeah, and, you also were Mario. Mario goofed.
My beloved Charlotte.
How did I care
My
the
wife
duck
of
mode?
14 years. She's always had a magnetic attraction to areas of study so unexplored that she by default becomes the foremost expert. I never know what draws her in so strongly to such niche research, but I support her as best as I can. But perhaps I should not have. The last months have seen her desk covered by a dusty tome of Eldritch beings. Where she found such a book, I didn't know. But the sudden appearance of an artifact like this is common for her, so I paid no attention. Well, I paid no attention until the day when Charlotte was suddenly missing. Uh-oh. A note left in her place. It only read, "I will have been banished to the ancient realm. It is for the best." My own wife? No. I could not stand for her to be gone without a trace. Banished to the ancient realm? I needed to understand. I started to scour her notes. I found scrawled handwriting talking of incoming destruction and the banishment sacrifice. Oh! As unsettling as they were, they only served to confuse me more. My search yielded 2 clues. One was a torn scrap of paper with untranslated runes. The other was the location of where she had found the ancient home. Excuse me. The Great Library. Oh. With nothing else to do, I took the book and the paper and traveled to the Great Library myself. I hope to use the tome to translate the scrap and use its secrets to find more answers in the library. But what I found, what I found there I will never forget. Mamma mia. Infested. Could this have been written by Charlotte?
How did I get here?
No. Infested. If only I knew how to read.
Apparently you don't.
Bit by bit, I saw Charlotte materialize in front of me. With each moment, I felt my heart lighten. But as her face came into view, my lungs froze. Charlotte's eyes were dead. No, not dead, they were empty. Something was horribly wrong.
Perhaps you should have listened to her when she said it was for the best.
With a crack, Charlotte's jaw snapped backwards, her mouth swinging open in a fully unnatural motion. A guttural noise emanated from her throat. Slowly, her hands grabbed the sides of her mouth and pulled outward, tearing a gaping hole in her face. Bit by bit, a dark creature crawled out of her head. Charlotte's body fell to the floor, limp. Stock still, I could only stare as the creature looked me over. Then, in a cracking voice, it spoke. "Have you released me from that human prison on purpose, little one? Or were you expecting someone else to appear in my place?" I realized that the creature that addressed me was Nyarlathotep, the monster Charlotte had banished herself to entrap. With a cry, I tried to hide my face, but it was no use. Nyarlathotep grabbed me with one hand and cast me into the ancient realm. The world was cast into darkness as eldritch beings flooded over human civilization. I had brought about the new reign of the ancient gods.
Oh. It's not so bad. Now we have all our, we have our Lovecraftian waifus now. Assuming you're capable enough of wooing one. Okay, so the eye thing takes this, and this is obviously something that's gonna like help you like get rid of, like get a good ending. So you just gotta make sure the eye thing doesn't take it. And we already have this kind of unlocked, thankfully, so that makes things a lot easier. Don't see any eye things. Starts with an M. So I think I already kind of know what the word is. Let me go over here. M. Is there two S's? Yeah. Madness. So... M... A... D... N... E... S... S... Whoa! If you're reading this, a loved one has been infested with the soul of Nyarlathotep and banished to the ancient realm. It's traditionally been a hopeless loss of someone special. However, I have done much research of the ancient text and believe I have found something important that must hide so it cannot be undone by the evil beings. Bringing your loved one back can be done with the use of Eldritch board? Eldritch board, yeah. Doing so will also bring the soul of Nyarlathotep with them, and the world will fall into chaos. However, where the first and last steps of the board sequence switched, I have reason to believe this will split the souls apart and bring your loved one back without the darkness. I pray you use this information with immense caution, as if I am wrong, humanity as we know it could cease. The first and last steps of the board sequence switched. So end with the middle. So I actually start with this. Then do these. Then mark that. Yeah.
Bit by bit, I saw Charlotte materialize in front of me. She fell down, coughing a black sludge onto the floor. I picked her up and ran outside the library. She continued to cough, but less and less material came out of her lungs. After many minutes, she stopped altogether. Slowly, she lifted her head, and I looked into her eyes. With a wave of relief, I saw my wife looking back at me. She was pale, starving, and exhausted, but she was whole. Together, we slowly made our way to the closest town. I purchased a room for the night at a small inn. While I sat pondering what had taken place that evening, Charlotte collapsed into bed and slept peacefully. All was right.
Or was it? No, I think it was all was right. Ending 2 out of 2. Charlotte is safe. Alright, let's get the duck version of this ending.
Bit by bit, I saw Charlotte materialize in front of me. She fell down, coughing a black sludge onto the floor. I picked her up and ran outside the library. She continued to cough, but less and less material came out of her lungs. After many minutes, she stopped altogether. Slowly, she lifted her head, and I looked into her eyes. With a wah of relief, I saw... I did not expect it.
You okay?
With a wah of relief, I saw my wife looking back at me. She was pale, starving, and exhausted, but she was whole. Together, we slowly made our way to the closest town. I purchased a room for the night at a small inn. While I sat pondering what had taken place that evening, and oh, mama, what an evening! Charlotte collapsed into bed and slept peacefully. All was right. The end.
Then Mario went into the sunset, having defeated an Eldritch god. Charlotte is safe, in 2 out of 2. So, that's it for Exiled. This game was originally called Charlotte's Exiled, and it was part of a DreadX collection. This is kind of a polished, redone version of it. Kind of the core same when I went and looked it up and afterwards and compared it. But this is from the same creator as My Friendly Neighborhood. They are also the brother of another certain famous game developer, who you may know as the one who made Dusk, Iron Lung, Squirrel Stapler, and a bunch of other ones. So these two brothers, kind of like a power duo, making their own projects, but I think they help each other out sometimes. And I think it's an interesting game. It's not particularly scary. There's just the eye jump scare. And the monster is a little bit goofy in some ways. But there is a good atmosphere. There is kind of a feeling of like, I like the puzzle, like going in. It was relatively simple enough, solving the language, like translating this stuff, and then figuring out like how to do this ritual and thing. And basically it was a relatively straightforward puzzle. Like it wasn't really crazy zany, like 90s era where it's just very obscure kind of thing. You had all the kind of tools you need to solve everything. Short experience, but like I said, a creative one. Now, I don't know if the duck endings were in the original. I think those might be new. And I actually like the duck endings more. I think those are their keynote. They're pretty good. They add a certain level of atmosphere. You know, I can't wait for Nintendo to hire this man. But yeah, anyway. So thank you all for watching play Exiled. I'll see you guys later and take it easy.